Now, as the world aims to honor the legally binding international treaty on climate change, that is the Paris Agreement, employers estimate that nearly half of the workers' skills will be disrupted with the need for upskilling geared towards the just energy transition. This is according to PwC Africa. The organization's Workforce of the Future platform leader, Marthle du Plessis, joins us with a greater perspective around enabling net zero through a green workforce in Africa. Marthle, a pleasure. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well, Marthle, when we speak about the disruption in this workplace pertaining to skills here, let's talk about what we're trying to make reference to.
If we nowadays look at the mega trends, those global themes that multiple organizations across various industries are concerned about, then it really touches on a few key elements. One is the aging workforce. We're talking about the fracturing world. We are talking about AI and technology. But a topic that has recently become really important to several is climate change. And that's the whole sustainability agenda. How do we protect and preserve the environment, the planet that we live and work on? And that gave rise to organizations thinking about how do we change our products and services to be more environmental friendly? And therefore, that will have an impact on the type of individual and skill we will need to deliver this new product and service. And the numbers that was released by the World Economic Forum report that you rightfully made mention to around the future of jobs is actually stating quite significant numbers. It is saying that more than 44% of those jobs and skills will be impacted. We are seeing rise of new jobs. We're talking about sustainability specialists. We're talking about environmental protection professionalists who will increase by 30% and more. But we also know that it is going to give rise to 1 million more jobs globally. And the positive news, we believe 70% of companies in South Africa believe it will also give rise to new jobs in South Africa. So very topical conversations for executives around the globe.
Absolutely, Marthle. It does sound like, we're in a position at a time when it's no longer about conversation. We need to start actively doing things to ensure that we're fit for purpose here. What does that look like in terms of leadership? How should leaders be thinking about ensuring that their organizations and their workforce don't become redundant in the transition?
That is exceptionally important for leaders today to lead the ground, to role model the change. And the exciting thing about this is that the millennials and the Gen Zs, who will be the majority of your workforce by 2029, are actually naturally inclined towards a more greener society, more greener products and services. They are naturally enthusiastic by driving these change. And leaders therefore need to allow the platform for them to embody those changes that they would like to see. But for leadership, it's about trust. It is about trust created in your investors. Investors would like to see that your company is responsible in driving sustainable solutions. It is your consumers who would like to know that they're buying green products from you. But more so, it's your employees who would like to be involved in purpose-driven work, good work. They want to work for organizations that are socially responsible and contributing to the greater good of economy and society. And therefore, your leaders need to create that platform. They have to have that strategy. They need to break it down into compartments that employees can contribute to, initiatives employees can lead. But more importantly, leaders need to lead the way in terms of how skills are going to change, which jobs will become redundant, which new jobs will be required, and what skills employees now need to acquire in order to be fit for purpose.
Let's also talk about professionals, Marthle, because I can imagine if you're a professional and you bump into this interview or you find that report, you might start to panic. You could be a lawyer, you could be a doctor, you could be in broadcasting, and you're thinking to yourself, will my job be fit for purpose? Will I be relevant in the future? And the issue of upskilling here, Marthle, are there strategies, that ways that people can make sure that they don't stay behind?
Absolutely. There is two responsibilities. The one onus is on the employer, most definitely, and that's more a formal process that needs to be followed in the organization, but it's equally as important the individual's responsibility. And just out of interest for organizations and individuals to position themselves, we are talking about three buckets of change. The one bucket is where there's green, new, emerging jobs, jobs that we haven't seen before, renewable mechanical engineers, sustainability data analysts, and the like. Then there is going to be green enhanced jobs. So it's something that people have done today, tasks and activities that they have performed, with additional new green skills that will be required. And those kinds of jobs will be construction managers that we have today, but with a particular skill in green building techniques. And then there's going to be skills and jobs that already exist today, but the demand is going to increase, like solar panel installers and electric vehicle technicians. So it's going to be important for organizations to understand which of those three buckets will realize in their organization and have the necessary development plans, but also for individuals to identify where they will particularly fit into those buckets and how then to acquire the skills that is needed, or perhaps to reinvent their skill set completely in order to be future fit and relevant for the organization of the future.
Well, Marthle, that's all we have time for today. It's been a pleasure hearing from you. A very, very fascinating conversation that we've had today. That was PwC Africa's Workforce of the Future platform leader, Marthle du Plessis.